Hey, this is Chris from Stockspot. Now in this video, I'm going to be talking about the performance journey that investors in our Topaz, our most popular high growth strategy, have had over the last 10 years. Because Stockspot now has had a 10-year track record of performance, and we often get asked by new clients, what sort of return should I expect? So I'd first say that returns are always different year to year, and last year's returns have no bearing on this year's returns, and the decade that we've just seen may be very different in the decade to come. But I think for a diversified mix of investments, it's good to look back over the last 10 years to get a bit of a better understanding of what that experience could look like investing. And what we've seen at Stockspot is in our last 10 years, our best year of performance, and this is a calendar year of performance, was 2019, where our Topaz strategy returned 19.9%, and that was an after-fee return. Our worst year, and in fact the only negative returning year over the last 10 years, was a 4.6% negative return in 2022. So therefore the range of returns has been from around 20% to around minus 5%, with one negative returning year and 9 positive returning years. And then also, if you're looking at those positive returning years, what we've seen is that there's been 4 years with returns of between 9 and 12%, so a little bit above average. And then we've had 4 years with returns of 0 to 9%, so a little bit below average. And that's really what the returns have looked like in our portfolios. So what's important to note is they're not exactly the same year to year. If you're investing, you are going to have different returns year to year, which is why a time horizon of at least, and we recommend 7 years for the Topaz portfolio, is important. So you get an average of a few of these good years and bad years and in-between years. But also appreciate that the range of returns can be quite wide, although I would say that's a lot less wide than if you only invest into individual shares or the share market itself. Because if you only invest into the share market, you're likely to have much bigger up years, but also much bigger down years and less consistency. And hopefully that gives you a better idea of the range of returns for our high growth Topaz strategy over the last 10 years.